Welcome back, Smooth in Crypto. I'm your host, Maxwell Smooth, and today we have a great live stream. We have Marek from KingX and TitanX Market. How are you doing, Marek?
All good. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hello,
Absolutely,
everyone.
absolutely, man. It's been a long time coming, right? This is one of the next coins slash projects being released on top of TitanX, and I know a lot of people are really hyped up. People watched your interview or live stream with Mike Dean. Everybody liked that. It was a great live stream. Today, hopefully, we can add some different viewpoints or just kind of reiterate some things and get some more information out to the community and kind of see where this goes because you guys have a great project being released and KingX seems to be something that's going to be really beneficial for TitanX long term as well as short term.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you very much, Smooth. That was a good stream with Mike. So I just quickly again introduce myself for those who doesn't know me or our team. So myself, I got in a crypto in around 2019, like most of us through the friend, and then I was investing in Hex and Pulse Chain and PulseSec. But everything's changed. I repeat this again. Once I met Jake Sharp and joined his mastermind group. And then, as we know, Jake Sharp launched TitanX product, and TitanX community grew massively big, not only within and outside of the mastermind group. And there is TitanX Polish community, Polish group, which I'm a member, and that was there where me and my friends, the co-founders of TitanX Market, we met. We talked about the possibility of build the project together. So there is myself, there is Hellwhale, Pavel, who's got over 20 years in marketing, and our processor, our developer, and it's three of us, and there is a few from Polish community who helping us with graphic and other background stuff with the TitanX market. If it comes to, I'll start about the TitanX market briefly, and then we move towards the KingX.
Yep.
If that's okay. So
yeah, absolutely.
The primary goal of the TitanX Market project is to maximize the number of miners and stakes of the TitanX tokens within the ecosystem. And this includes reducing the supply of TitanX tokens through various different mechanisms and theories. So at the very beginning, we had idea, okay, now is the time to build, to help TitanX and to help TitanX community. What can we do? And we thought that we help TitanX protocol by adding the functionality. And we thought that by adding the functionality, like we create the protocol which will help user with the extra functionalities like selling, buying, lending, taking the loans against their assets, against their mines and stakes from the TitanX. And then, excuse me, and then got a little bit cold from the kids.
It's all good, man.
And it's time of the year. So when we designed that, when we decided to create the TitanX market and give the extra functionality to the users, then we thought, okay, what more we can create, how more we can help TitanX community. how more we can burn a TitanX token, and that's we came up with the KingX token.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, to be able to gamify, put a little game theory behind the mining instead of it just being, you put your ETH in, you wait your time and you get it. The fact that you can take a loan out, right? You can sell your miner. It's going to be really, really cool to see how that affects not only mining production, right? Starting more miners, but also the people who use your protocol, how different their experiences mining versus the normal way to mine. And it seems like TitanX Market is going to be a massive amount of utility for the mining aspect, right? Because a lot of people are building stuff to help the coin of TitanX, and that's really awesome. But I think you guys found a great spot in the market with designing something for the mining, almost specifically, right? You got a lot of different aspects of it, but the game theory behind the changing of mining is going to be really, really interesting how it plays out for TitanX.
That's what we told. Yes, you're right, Smooth. What we told, I remember one of the discussion on a group was we wanted to help the most common, the smaller users. So by creating the protocol, creating the extra functionality, so the smaller users have a chance to be more significant users, like maybe sharks or the whales, with users who's got the users who has less money to invest. So then you can, and that's the mining was as well staking, but mainly mining was the best way to build the functionality on top of this. Because if you take, for example, you take a user who's got, as per today, I think $550 to make one mine. If he makes a mine on a TitanX, that's it. His investment is locked for the 280 days. And all he's hearing it's about his friends and other people who are minting this ladder minting, staging the more mints. He probably or she doesn't have this capacity, financial capacity to do this. With the TitanX market, they do. You can mine through the TitanX market. You can mine the mine from your initial investment. $550 is today, I think. And if you take the loan against this, you can mine another one. And if you take the loan against another one, you can mine next one. So with this loan, and you put the collateral against your mines, yes. So with this loan, this process is basically leverage on a mining on a TitanX market. It could play very well for the lesser or anyone, but especially lesser investors. I mean, the investor with less capital, right?
Yep. Yeah. And on top of that, what so you have the mine and you take a loan out against it. What is paid through that loan for coin wise? Like say so I take a loan out and I'm gonna get what coin in return?
So okay. So the fees, it's Ethereum. It's you take the loan on the fees and the gas. It has to be paid in Ethereum.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But the transaction value, the transaction, if you like, coin or the monetary transaction is Ethereum as well.
Oh, cool.
So if you have mine and you want to borrow $1,000 value, you should receive Ethereum equivalent of $1,000.
Wow, that's really awesome. I think it's going to help not only smaller fish, right, but some big players too, right? If they want to take a chance and triple leverage or double leverage their miners, right? If they're going to be here long term anyway, I think it's going to be a really, really great play to do that.
But as well as on the other side, Smooth, if you are bigger, there is lots of scenarios, and it's only market to decide it, how the people will play it, and it's fully decentralized. It's fully P2P, so we have no saying. It's all going through the protocol. We don't have intermediaries or centralized entities controlling what the people want to do with their assets, how much they want to borrow against them, what's the percentage they are ready to pay. It's all decentralized. It's up to these two parts to meet on a market and agree on the transactions or the conditions and get a deal. That's it. So yes, we're speaking about one side, and there is lots of opportunities and possibilities it could play with, but as well the other side, if you are, let's give an example. If you have quite a bit of the money or any money, you have finances, and you would like to do safer investment without getting involved in protocols too much, you can be one who's granting these loans, right? If you can grant the loans on $10,000 on 300 or 500%, and it's it's pretty much a guarantee money for you, safe, right? Without doing nothing. So the both parts can benefit. Another example I would like to say, we think that the short lending and loans against the mines could work, or stakes, is, let's say, 15th, or we're launching KingX 15th of February. Imagine that you, Smooth, you have 30th of February, you have lots of TitanX mines coming to the end, and that's your that's your value, that's your finances are locked there. You can't touch them, you can't take them before, but you'd like to participate in a new project, in Helios or KingX, right? And you need the finances for it. So you could provide a TitanX market would function. Yes, you could take the loan, short-term loans against this asset. The value will be there because you can see it, and the loan you have, invest in a new protocols. So there is lots of possibilities. There would be lots of mechanisms, functions, possibilities for the user to participate in TitanX through the TitanX market, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm really liking it. I mean, it seems like if I have mines and I want to take some loans out against them, and not only be the loan provider, or right, me actually taking the loan out. I think having that flexibility is nice, and it really seems like short-term miners might become more profitable, in my opinion, than they would be on the actual protocol. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I just think being able to take a loan out against shorter miners would be more beneficial to double, triple up on your platform, rather than just setting a short-term miner and hoping you get enough TitanX to cover that ETH that you've paid.
That's the possibility. That's at the very end is how much you believe in a TitanX itself, yes, on the price of the TitanX, because this will depend on your loan as the next investment you can take. So if you believe that from now to where you have to pay out your loan, the TitanX will make 5 or 10 X's, then you safely can take 3 or 8 X's the loan, right? Or the loan with this with the interest rate. So you are sure that you will pay off your loan and have a little bit interest. And like we mentioned before, if you don't have to be crazy, right? If you take if the one user he will take a one mine and take the loan against this mine, and he will make 2x's, for example, yes, and then this loan he invests to another mine, he will make 2x's and take the loan again, and then so you will make only 2x's profit from the mines you took the loan again. But if you take 10 of them, that's 20x's within 280 days or about. So yes, there is a lot of possibilities. That's why the TitanX market is there. It's an extra functionality for the user to leverage their mines and stakes on a TitanX.
Yep. Oh, it sounds good. I'm really liking the way it looks. And Revo had a pretty good question. So he says, so when I take a loan of 5K, how do I pay the loan?
Right. So on the TitanX, within a protocol, you will have first of all, very first of all, you have to mine or stake through the TitanX market.
Yep.
Okay, you cannot take the loans, sell or buy, or interact with the existing mines and stakes, or the mines and stakes you will do later on at TitanX. It has to be done on a TitanX market because of the functionality, the code, what is happening behind, to not going too much in a depth. So you mine, you have an asset and you want to take $5,000 against this asset. You go loan. So there would be on a website, you go to TitanX Market website. There is a list of your mines or stakes you created through the TitanX Market. You choose whichever you want, put take a loan, click a take a loan, pay a little bit fees. It will be listed on the market as asset which you want to take a loan against. And if it's the second par, the second the other side who wants to grant this loan, you will set up the interest rates as well. So you put I want to take $5,000 and I want to set up 300% or 500%, whatever. It's down to him. Yes, it depends what asset he's got and what he thinks this asset will make, or other assets to pay out this loan. And then when if you find the other side that willing to grant you this loan, then this asset, which is created within the TitanX market, will be frozen within the TitanX market. We created something called buckets. So this asset has the ID to the owner, ID or to his address, the one who started the mine, and ID to the TitanX, because it was minted on a TitanX itself. In this moment in time, it will be frozen. And for instance, if unfortunate things will happen and you will not be, or this user will not be able to pay off its loans, the ownership of this asset will change to the one who granted the loan, and he will have this asset. If not, once you get the loan transaction, you agree to the transaction. The one who's granting the loan, he click the bottom, I'm granting the loan. He's sending the Ethereum, this Ethereum going to your asset, and you can do whatever you want. And you have agreed time, maximum 1 day before your mine or 1 day before your stake is finished. You have to pay this loan to this day.
Okay. And then yeah, absolutely. I think that Revo he said he gets it now, right? I think it's really important to to
everything
remember.
will be simple, really. So everything will be very simple, very easy on a website. Click take a loan, click grant the loan, click pay the loan. So there would be the transaction, money goes to the one who granted the loan with the interest rate, and then protocol will um, renounce the ownership of this asset back to you, and you can
Yep.
claim the asset and have it back.
Yeah, yeah, and most people, especially in crypto, I would say 20% are listen and learn, right? But most people, it takes them actually getting on the website, interacting with the protocol, kind of moving around with it and working. So I think, especially when we're on the topic of TitanX Market, I think when the website goes pre-live,
Life.
right? So not live yet, but live fully, right? That you can work on it and move it around and stuff. I think a lot of this stuff is going to be very kind of self-explanatory, if you will. And then, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how people, because once TitanX Market is about to go live, you're going to be doing some live streams as well, right? Explaining more of TitanX Market, and you'll be able to kind of pull up the website, go through it, said, hey, on here you click here to get this to go here, and I think that's when it'll be super self-explanatory. Like I'm a visual and I can listen well and kind of grasp it. You know what I mean? But some people just need that visual. And what I will say, it's going to come, right? TitanX Market will have the website looking nice, right? And you already see it in the background. It's going to have some sweet graphics too, so it'll be a smooth looking website. I'm really excited for what TitanX Market could, not only bring for TitanX but for the mining as well.
That's correct. Yes, and we try to do this as simple as we can, and as straightforward as we can. And as you said, we probably meet again once the protocol is launched and functioning, and then we can go through together, through the protocol as well. Everything to help the community for sure.
Yep. Yeah, like I'm setting up another live stream with dude from Helios again, and we're probably going to do either a pre-launch or a after launch live stream again. So I'm sure me and you are going to do another one like this, either after KingX launches or before TitanX Market launches, and see where it goes, cuz you don't have that much time left. I mean, it says 5 days, 18 hours until KingX launches. Are you
Yeah,
you
that's
getting pretty
correct. Yes,
you
the
getting it pretty excited?
yeah. Oh, very excited.
Yeah.
It's a busy times, Smooth, busy times, crazy busy. And because yes, we have our own, we have a life outside of crypto. We all have, yes, our
Yep.
duties to work and families. And then we want definitely KingX be the crown,
Mhm.
the jewel of our ecosystem. So yes, we're very excited. Things going well. If you let me, I'll explain a little bit maybe what the KingX is and
Absolutely.
what's.
Absolutely. Take it over.
Thank you. So yes, why is the KingX token unique? KingX has immense utility. KingX is we like to call it, is the heart of decentralized trading markets like TitanX Market and Hypermarket. I won't talk too much about the Hypermarket, just to tell the public, all the users, that we created TitanX Market, which will be launched on top of the TitanX. And once the Hyper will be launched, then we have plans to start with the Hyper protocol, which will be exactly the same as TitanX Market, just on a Hyper. Okay, and the
I think that's
KingX will
really, really
benefit.
smart.
Yes, exactly, and
Mhm.
earlier as well. Can you imagine TitanX
Yep.
Market launching hundreds so days after TitanX, but Hyper will try to launch as soon as we can after Hyper launch. So,
Yeah,
and
and
the
not
KingX will benefit from both protocols.
100%. And not to cut you off, but all of the problems and with code and designing the website and all this kind of stuff, it's going to be so much more ironed out by the time Hyper releases, that when Hyper does release, you're going to have such a quick turnaround, because you thought about everything, and all it really is just changing a couple addresses and maybe a couple functions. And So it's going to be a lot quicker on release. And I know a lot of projects, when Hyper does come out, they're ready for when that happens, like almost instantaneously, you know?
Exactly, and that's thanks to to Jack. Yes, it's his idea. He created the TitanX market, allowed us, give us all the developers, builders, opportunity to build on the TitanX market, and then he's building TitanX on Titan on top of TitanX, like he likes to mention about this Hyper. So gives us again opportunity to build on Hyper itself. Yes, and that's what we want to do. Yes, 100%. But back to the KingX, because KingX is starting in a few days, and that's that's immense. Yes. So the KingX, by owning KingX and staking it on a TitanX market protocol, you can call it, you own the shares from those decentralized trading markets. It's like you owning the shares from decentralized banks or the financial institution, TitanX Market and Hypermarket. Yes, the condition is you own the KingX and you stake the KingX on TitanX protocol, right? So this is kind of this innovative passive income doesn't come from the thin air again. But it comes from the fees generated by the transaction on the trading markets, right? So it is like having your shares, I said, in these banks, where 36.8%, I believe, of TitanX market fees will be allocated to the KingX stakers, plus benefits from the hyper market. So that's pretty much a lot. Our goal is to design KingX to be the heart of the TitanX ecosystem, where TitanX Market and Hypermarket are the most important decentralized trading markets, if you like. We'd like to give the users extra utility on top of TitanX and massive benefits from owning KingX, basically. We like to say that the most important is KingX is designed for as well as its unique and utilities, immense utilities, benefits from TitanX Market and in future from the Hypermarket. KingX is designed for the price performance. You could tell that the KingX contain green candles in its code.
Well, I don't think anybody is gonna shy away from something like that. I mean, it sounds good, and I'm really looking forward to the release of it. And it's pretty wild that instead of daily updates and minting, your KingX is going to have hourly updates and minting. Can you explain kind of what your thought process on that was, and what you think it could do for KingX?
So very, as you mentioned, it's a very aggressive minting, short time minting, short period. First of all, it's a 17 days. The first, and it's the ratio change every hour. By little, I think it's, if I remember correct today, is by 0.023% per hour. So the first hour you have a ratio 1-to-1, and a very last hour, 460 hours at the end of the 17 day, of 409 hours, the ratio is 1-to-10. So yes, we want in this, we would like to kind of encourage people, to participate in minting KingX. This is the process, one of the process which will create KingX price appreciation, the uprise of the KingX, and because you need TitanX, liquid TitanX to mint KingX, it will drag behind TitanX price. So yeah, it is very aggressive. The another very important point thing worth to mention, which has a big impact on the price appreciation, is KingX is the real king of buy and burn. 97% buy and burn from all the TitanX tokens used to create a KingX token. 97%. That's I don't know any other protocol which has this aggressive buy and burn. On top of this, once the 17 days minting period is finished, so then there would be no more KingX, but TitanX Market will start, and later Hypermarket will start, and part of their fees will be adding to this buy and burn pool as well. So they will be burning more KingX token. So it'll be infinitely buying. Will be very, very scarce. It's really designed for the price appreciation, and every single process, mechanism, Tokenomics used within a KingX token is in a process that first we buying TitanX from TitanX Ethereum pool, and then this TitanX is used to buy KingX. So every action which KingX does to lift up itself, it always will drag, pull behind TitanX. So this buying pressure on TitanX will be continuous, constant, basically.
I really like that. And it seems like not only is everything you're doing obviously going to benefit KingX, but it seems like every turn is also benefiting TitanX, whether it's buying TitanX or strictly in the liquidity pairs between the two, right? If TitanX is bonded solely with KingX and KingX is having such an aggressive buy and burn, there's no way it doesn't go in hand with each other. And if TitanX is ripping, KingX is going to rip even harder, and vice versa. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild to think it has 97% buy and burn. And so, how often do you think, or how often is it designed to actually have the buy and burn activate during the day, or is it
Okay,
hourly?
yes.
Is it
So starting from the beginning, what you say, what you said, yes, it's. I agree with you. Every angle you decide or user decide to invest is a winning angle, and that's the beauty what Jake designed TitanX. Jake designed the TitanX that no matter what you do, long-term mines or the beginning was short-term mines, buying from the markets, every angle, all the strategy is a win. Yes, some strategies are a little bit better than others, obviously, but they all are winning, all the strategic. So this protocol, TitanX Market and KingX, is leverage on the winning strategy, is bring even more this winning strategies for sure. And what was your question again? Because I can
Yeah,
go
so I mean
drift
that
off.
answered that, but for the buy and burn, right? So 90% is directed to the buy and burn smart contract.
Okay,
How
okay.
often is the buy and burn smart contract actually buying and burning?
So the buy and burn function is a copied function from TitanX, exactly copied with their audits. We have access to this function to improve the buy and burn time or the ratio, if you like. It's exactly the same what's happening in TitanX, because it's a real world. We once the KingX will be launched with the buy and burn pool. First of all, it's designed very similar to TitanX. So first 10 billion TitanX will be minting 10 billions of KingX, creating the pool, and only after that the buy and burn pool will be initiated. Yes. That will be after a couple of minutes.
Hmm.
And then we will set up the ratios and time. Some amount of TitanX against the minute, 5 minutes. We don't know. We have to see it. We have to see it with the good willing that it will do the best for the protocol, for the KingX. In the same exactly proven method of the TitanX, like Jake is doing with TitanX. It's a little bit different. We have a little bit more comfort. It's much harder for the Jake because of the how TitanX is built. Yes, you really have to look after on a longevity of the project. Yes, because the minting is constant. We have only 17 days. Yes, and then that's it.
Yeah,
Then you
then it's
can
good.
burn, open the fire full and then just burn, most of it or high, and then just watch the price going up. But
Yeah.
we have access. We can't tell now it's gonna be every minute because we do. It's a real world smooth, and we don't want the situation then price will go 100x in the first day, and the people are going so quick out that the people will take the advantage from the arbitrage and basically ruin it. So there has to be some kind of some kind of logic to protect this curve of price appreciation going up.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, the most important thing is not only having interaction, with KingX, but holding the interaction for a long period of time, right? Because you don't want it to be such a crazy rip that it's going to inevitably drop and might never peak there again, right? And so,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
so like you said, if you
Exactly.
have a very good regulated long-term view of the buy and burn, right? That's just going to help because after 17 days, this is going to be fully deflationary. And so a long-term consistent buy and burn is just going to let it just run. So the only way if you want to get King X after the 17 days is to actually buy it off the market. And if
100%.
you know what I mean? So it's going to be very, very volatile with how hard the price can actually go up after those 17 days. And if you're adding buy and burn on top of that, so every day and every hour passing, right, you're going to have less and less King X actually on the market, and it had that buy pressure and it was deleted, right? It should be a crazy storm of price appreciation theoretically.
Correct. Yes. Yes. I can only imagine. I will participate myself
Yep.
at the very, very, very beginning, and I can only imagine it's gonna be 15 February. It's gonna be super, super hot day.
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
and there's no better time than getting in the first hour. Yeah, it
Yeah,
really.
and that's it. There is no
Mhm.
better. Yes, how it's there is no better time than getting in the first hour. However, we because we are confident. We know when the people will see the prices going up, 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 up. They will either add to their buyers later, or whoever has missed the opportunity to invest in the first hour because it's only 0.26% drop per hour. So
Yep.
it's not, comparing to the price appreciation, that's nothing. So yeah, you're right. It will be melting wallets around the world for sure.
Yep. I really
And it's a
like
good
that.
time
And
as well. Someone mentioned, we tried with the timing and stuff to launch the King X, but there's lots of supplies coming around the 15th of February and a little. So we really hoping that this will really help TitanX hold or lift up the price.
yeah, so and looking at the Dune analytics, right, in the next 90 days, right, we have I would say like an average of like 600 and maybe 50, 680 billion per day coming out, but we only have 5 days of a trillion Titan X coming out in a day, right? So 5 of the next 90 days and 2 of them are on the 14th and 15th, right? So I mean, you're getting a big bounce right there. And there's
We banned them all.
12.6. Yeah, exactly. It's 12.6 trillion tokens liquid right now. So it's like for people to say there's not enough TitanX to go around, right? Well, that might be true, but at the same time, maybe in your wallet, right? But if you want to get more TitanX, you're going to have to start new miners or buy TitanX off of the market. We have a ton of TitanX liquid that you could buy at any point. You know what I mean? So if you want to get more,
100%.
yeah. So if you want more KingX and you don't have any liquid, you're unfortunately just going to have to buy TitanX, which in turn helps TitanX, and in turn helps KingX. And this is why we're building these type of platforms to it's a perpetual leverage on leverage on leverage for the most part.
100%, yes. It's a privilege to be amongst all these protocols built on a TitanX, and it feels good that you participating in it. You giving something to the community. Not, yes, you helping yourself because we are TitanX investors, yes, and
Mhm.
we are and will be investors in the different protocols. I myself invested in TitanX. I invested in DragonX, and I know that this protocol, KingX, TitanX Market, it will help immensely TitanX and DragonX and other protocols. So it does feel good. It's
Yeah, it's gonna
future
be
looks good. Yeah.
it's going to be awesome. And, at the end of the day, we're only 105 days into TitanX, right? I mean, you look at the thousands and thousands of coins that have been released on Ethereum, right? And that's been here for years. So just imagine, right, when we're at year 3, year 5, year 7 in TitanX, what the possibilities of it then, right? Not only the possibilities of KingX and TitanX Market and HyperX Market or Hypermarket or whatever it's going to be called, that KingX is all going to be associated with, and it's going to be quite a storm having KingX be associated with TitanX Market and Hypermarket. That's going to be wow. Yeah, so it's going to be a storm of volatility in my opinion, which I'm here for the volatility. I have thick skin, my hands, these guys don't like selling. You know what I mean? I'm here for it long term.
Yes, exactly. And I think in what I've seen at the moment from all the protocols launched and being built, long-term investment, it's what they have in mind, definitely. And I don't, once end of the February, all this protocol, KingX, Helios, like you mentioned, DragonX minting will comes to the end. All other protocols, Blaze, Hyper will. I don't think we will see the TitanX price being as low as you have it now. I think we are in the last days where we can purchase TitanX fairly cheap. That's it. I don't think this, because you know that there would be less and less supply from the mines coming shortly, right? All
Mhm.
these protocols, user will like to participate in these protocols. Not everyone's got tons of the mines to liquidate and participate in the protocols. People will have to buy it on the market. So it looks all good for TitanX current and future investors for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and on top of that, right, the inflation is gonna be a bell curve when you think about how many protocols that are gonna be built on top of TitanX, right? So it rips really quick, and I think where we are right now is it's starting that curve down, right? It's right at the cusp of hitting it, and I think with all of these protocols being released on top of it, that's when we'll see it really start getting really hit. And 12.5 trillion tokens might sound a lot, but when every protocol being released is taking billions off of the market, I mean,
Yeah,
there's not going to be a
exactly.
lot.
You you
There's not
you
going to be a
see,
lot of TitanX.
that's it. That's a few good protocols, and they will eat it out from the market for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, and you know, we only have
And there is more than few good protocols launching very soon, and
yeah.
building KingX is one of them for sure.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see, you know, where KingX goes because you know, DragonX has taken off roughly like 6 trillion tokens or whatever, like 8 trillion tokens from TitanX, right? And that was just one protocol. So we have Helios coming up, right? We have KingX coming up, we have Pyro coming up, right? And all of them are a storm of utility for the TitanX token. And and in my opinion, right, KingX has the most aggressive storm of utility when it comes to minting and you know stuff. So it's going to be insane.
Yeah, that's correct. So you see like Dragon X 6, and yeah, yes, the Dragon X great protocol, and had the advantage to launched first. Uh, but then all other protocols, you mentioned 12 trillion Titan X coming to the market in the next, not too long. That will disappear. In my opinion, it will disappear very, very quick.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, to everyone listening there, if you really want to participate in protocols, or you really want to benefit from TitanX, get hands on the TitanX now, because tomorrow will be too late.
Yep. Yeah, and I've already the past week, right? Like I had a ladder set up for my Titan X, right? So I have some coming out in the future, but I did a lot of long-term max length stakes, right? So I have a ton of coins coming out in the future, which I like I said in the beginning, I'm cool with waiting, right? I'm delaying my gratification. I think it's going to be absolutely massive when we come to December time slash January next year, right? Where we're gonna be is not even like we're gonna talk about this live stream today, right? Like damn,
Yes.
we had some good buy times, right? Like we had some great prices that we could have bought. We had a ton of utility coming out. I can't believe I didn't scoop up, you know, 5011 Titan X. So I think by that time it comes out, we're going to be a totally different spot in not only the market, right? Market sentiment, bull run possibility. Bitcoin did its halvening, right? And we have drastically lower inflation that we currently have. And I think that with your project having a, like we said, you know, it's not a first mover advantage because Dragon X got that, but Dragon X did 12 weeks of minting versus your 17 days of minting. So you're going to be having the first mover advantage to the first deflationary coin on Titan X, which I think that's very important when it comes to people realizing like, okay, Dragon X is going to be deflationary, but it's going to take 3 months to get there, right? Yours is going to be happening in 17 days. It's going to be a very, very aggressive start to a coin, and it's going to have deflationary aspects forever and always after that. And in my opinion, that's one of the most bullish things when it comes to tokenomics being fully deflationary, buying and burning forever, and you have 97% buy and burn. That's insane.
Yes. Yes, this is whole reason. That's why I always say that KingX has in its code, it's coded for the green candles. We tried to was like what how we can build this protocol, how we can build a token to have the best possibility for the price performance. Okay, buy and burn proved by the Jack Sharp. Let's increase it, make it more aggressive. Launching period shorten, very aggressive. Constant support of the KingX by burning KingX. Constant buying pressure on the KingX from any protocols we planning to launch soon, and any protocols we don't even know that we will launch in the future.
Mhm.
So yes, that's for sure. That's why we come with the name King, because I don't think market. We are here to earthquake, to bring us, to shake the earth, to shake the TitanX ecosystem. And I don't think this is the last time you see the TitanX price and the TitanX market in this state. After when a KingX launch, that's it.
Yep.
Those days will never come back, or for very, very long time they will not come back.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it all it takes, like we said before, all it takes is a couple projects for TitanX inflation to be eaten up, and you know, it's people complain about miners not being profitable, right? Shorter term, right? They don't want to wait a half a year or whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, maybe the miners were designed to be like that, right? To make the beginning ones, you have the most advantage of actually getting a lot of the supply. And when projects come out and you didn't start new miners or you didn't start staking ladders, right? This is where majority of your good inflation is going to come, and the only way you're actually going to be able to get it in the future is buying it, right? So, like I was
That's it.
saying with
Yes.
my staking ladders, right? Past couple weeks, I've been buying TitanX. I haven't even been doing miners. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
we got KingX coming out, right? We got Helios coming out. I'm trying to, right? I don't want to rely on my miners. Like I want to keep that my TitanX bag over here, and I want to put fresh capital into not only putting an ETH into TitanX, but also getting TitanX ready for these releases. And I've been doing it for a couple weeks now of just buying straight off the market. And I'm not gonna lie, these price points are pretty solid to get fresh TitanX off the market. It's been pretty nice.
Yes, that's correct. Well, you mentioned, you said that short TitanX miners are not profitable, because they short seeing it.
Yep.
They are profitable. They will be very profitable very soon. They can
Yep.
either remine it if they want to sell it and remine it, or they can put it in the coming protocols. They can put it in a KingX. They could put it before and still can in DragonX and other protocols. And this amount of TitanX, because all they see it's current USD value, and that's
Yep.
bit misleading. Yes, Jake always often he always mentioned about this. Looked at the amount of the token you have, not of the current value. And this amount of the token, it gives you such a big leverage if you burn it for the coming protocols, or
Yep.
you keep it for the when the price of TitanX will skyrocket. We know it will happen.
Yep.
So they are
Yeah.
winners. They just don't see. They are very, their range of time looking, it's a bit too narrow. If they zoom out a little bit and see, blood hell, I've got few billions of TitanX, which is worth that much. But for this few billions of TitanX, I will get deflationary token KingX right away. This
Hmm.
will bring the if US dollar, it's what it's interested to you, and ultimately at the end, that's what we are all for here. Then do it, and then you see it's winner. The short time, maybe short time winners, because of all these new projects coming out, possibly they are bigger winners than long-term winners, because they have this capital to participate in the new project. They have a liquid TitanX
Hmm.
to participate in a KingX. When you have long-term miners, you only relying on the TitanX price appreciation. So no, there is no losers in a TitanX protocols at the moment. There are no losers. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. And on top of that, right? Like you said, they're a little bit short-minded, right? And they're only seeing the USD value. But I say in all my videos that I put out, right? Coin accumulation is the most important thing in crypto, right? It's not even about what your price entries are as much as how many coins you actually have. And because long term, these things are not even relevant, right? How when you got in, right? It's about how many coins do you have when the price is at
100%.
certain point, right? It's not anything past that. And even shorter miners, right? You're still getting a lot of let's say let me just pull this up real quick. Right. So let's say you're doing a 30-day miner, right? Max power, right? So it's only $203, but you're still getting 172 million coins, right? When this is when we get to 800 coins per day mineable, right? And right now we're at 5.555, right? 172 million coins is a lot of coins when the average person is only going to get 800 per day, right? So long term, that is a ton of coins, and you only had to wait 30 days to get it. Or, right, you can take your instead of doing 30 days, right, and losing, quote unquote 62%, you can take that $540 in ETH and buy double the amount and get 340 million tokens off the open market right now, right? So there's a ton of game theory behind what you can do, not only with short-term miners, but how you can buy it versus mining, right? And if you're willing to wait that long and delay your gratification and you think TitanX price is going to be where it is, or I'm going to get into these other protocols like KingX and TitanX Market and stuff like that and use my ETH for this or my TitanX for this, you might be able to not only leverage your purchasing power, but also grow your bag exponentially with these brand new projects that have some serious game theory and growing capability long term.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the project which is only 105 or 100 something days. Yes, and yes, the short-term miners before, yeah, they were complaining that yeah, they're not in profit, but exactly, it's everyone is a winner. Everyone is really in a profit or will be. If you put this, like you said, 100 million TitanX to new starting protocol, put it in a KingX, and KingX will, let's say, not financial advice, to do, I don't know, 15, 17 X's in, very short term time. So then you see how this is good, this 100 millions TitanX token, or just keep it if you scare and switch off the computer, come back here in 200 days, and you will see how this not being in profit changed to being in a massive profit.
Yep. Yeah. And so
It's
that's,
I think we human being is like this. Yes, we would like to have things like this,
right now.
gold things
Yeah.
right
Right.
now. We want this right now, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
But you have to wait a little bit, work to it, and wait a little bit for it. That's it. Yes, accumulate. The best thing you said. The most important is accumulate the asset, then calculate the current price. What you have. Accumulate the asset, because if the price go or when the price goes up, it's the amount of current asset you have more important of the current USD value, 100%. But it's very difficult to see because all the people, majority of the people, all they see it's green and red candles. That's it.
Yep. Yeah.
Green
And
candles will come. So it's a blessing that the price for us, all the funders and developers of new projects, it's a blessing that we would like to have a TitanX prices the lowest possible at the moment, because then it would burn more TitanX, and it would be easier for the user to sacrifice to burn this, to use this cheaper TitanX to the new protocol to buy the KingX. If the TitanX would be now $1, and you know it would be very heartbreaking for you to put the TitanX to the new protocol, isn't it? You probably wouldn't do this. So this is a psychological thing. But for all of them, everyone's there. It all looks awesome, and you all are winner as long as you holding to TitanX and you participating in TitanX. You will participating in the other protocols. You are a winner for sure.
Yep.
Not,
Yeah.
not
And
financial advice, of course.
not financial advice, exactly.
No.
We're just talking about the math behind these this code, if you will, right? And the math behind the code is, why kind of we're all here, right? It's super, super bullish, and it works, right? And if you have any type of mathematical brain, and you have a long term and long enough outlook on where you think the math can rest, right? It really shows what is possible long term. And what I will say is, people back in the day, right, in the early 1900s, early 1800s, couldn't even imagine, right? They were so far off to see where we're at right now. And I will say, in the future, right, we're only on year what, 13 or 14 of crypto in general, right? Imagine when we're at year 30, year 40, year 50, right? And we're talking about this little project of TitanX being 105 days old, right? We're going to have it at 15 years old. We're going to have 20 years old. KingX is going to be 20 years old, right? So it's going to be pretty mind blowing things to see kind of where long term the math ends. And if it's going to be fully deflationary forever, right? With KingX, I don't even like to think 30 years from now, 25 years from now, because the math gets too crazy, but it sounds really, really nice.
I like what you said, Smooth, that you said, in sometime in the future, next year or a year after, whenever, when we sit together again, maybe on a stream, and and we mention our first stream, and we looked. Let's have a look on the TitanX price. What is it? Let's, KingX wasn't even alive. TitanX was market was alive. It would be so interesting, we will
Mhm.
definitely smile, laugh, and it's you remember this time when we talk about this, we were building, first 100 days in TitanX, and look where we are. So for the investors who's got this kind of forward thinking, yes, and the very important thing is what you said here, and that's credit to Jake Sharp again. It proves that the best cryptocurrencies out there are the cryptocurrencies with the very well designed tokenomics, the utilities and tokenomics, because
Mhm.
this, like you said, mathematics. You can't. Mathematics is one or zero. There is no gray areas, and eventually it will work, and it will build on top of build, and this machine will keep working, because it's a mathematics which adds to itself.
Mhm.
And this is what's this is for the first, when the crypto gets very interesting. It's not pure luck, it's not pure speculation, but it's the well-designed protocols, mathematics behind this, tokenomics, mechanism, and the community behind this. So it's the recipe for a success, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and on top of that, right, with long-term viewpoints, right? So, someone said in here, right? It says 90% of projects don't last more than one cycle, right? And in my opinion, that's a very short-term mindset, but also with having a protocol out, and most projects don't last, right? And that's, let's just be honest, they don't last, but also they weren't designed to last. They were designed to make money quick, have a quick run up, a big run up, and then a big sell off, and then they're gone forever, right? But a fully decentralized protocol like KingX, like TitanX Market, Hypermarket, this and that, right? When if and when the protocols have a big run up, a big green candle, a big couple green monthly candles, right? In the future, new investors and old investors have a better understanding not only of how it works, but hey, this could go crazy again. This could run up and have green monthly candles again. It did it in the past. Nothing has changed. The code is exactly the same. And I can continue to stack it up while it's down, right? And if you're a long term believer, those people that are completely scooping up all of the extra sell off pressure, if it ever has any, um, they're going to be the ones holding up the price in the future and making it easier for it to grow again. And it's a perpetual thing, right? Like Bitcoin, although people said it was going to die, right? What happened? There's every time it runs up, there's more believers, more people are holding it, and the people that missed it are interested in it, right? And they hear about it and they're like, "Oh, that did really well." And then once it goes up again, they're locked into it and they're not going to sell it anymore. So it's this perpetual thing of growth, seeing the growth, knowing that the growth is possible, and having an eye on it or an ear to it. And TitanX in general is like that, right? Not everybody's in TitanX, but a lot of people in a lot of different communities know about it. And I think that's one of the most bullish things we have going into the bull market.
Yes, I agree with you. Because 100% for as long as crypto will exist, and for as long as crypto will grow, a community, and it grow in itself, those well designed thought protocols, the protocols where some good thought was put to design them, like TitanX and the protocols built on top of TitanX, KingX, DragonX. Those protocols will exist, and
Yep.
those protocols will thrive. Yes, there are the cycles. We know that everything goes up and down and up and down, but I dare to say that because of this well-designed Tokenomics in a TitanX and all the protocols on this, I dare to say, and it's again not financial advice, this downtrends will be less.
Yep. Yeah.
Has to be, because the mathematics wouldn't work otherwise. If something is hyper deflationary all the time, yes, it will be going down, but then there will be so scarce that third or tenth of the investor will be needed to bring that in the future up. You understand? So because it's decentralized, deflationary, burning protocols, they will always work, no matter bull market or bear market. The downtrends will be lower and they will pick up quicker, in my opinion.
Yep, absolutely. And with something like KingX, right? Every passing day that it does buy and burn, the price floor, quote unquote, should rise with the amount of coins that is in the market. And if we're burning coins every single day, that price floor, whether you know it or not, is growing, and it's going to take more sells to get to that price floor or lower than you think. And with people believing in something, they're not going to sell no matter what. And there's only so many people that are actually going to be able to hold this after 17 days of minting, right? That have gotten
smooth. When you brought mathematics, so with that, if we spoke about speaking about the KingX, with this super aggressive buy and burn, and the Tokenomics, deflationary Tokenomics, mathematically, it's all going to one, or even divide this one to infinity closest to the 0.0000. And I would like to imagine everyone, it will be so scarce that you, by holding KingX, you will be holding something super, super, super precious.
Yep.
Because it comes to the TitanX the same, because it's the Tokenomics, the super burning, super hyper deflationary system will create the massive buy pressure, no matter what the market will be state. This buy pressure will be always bigger if it's the more investors bull market, lower or less when it's the bear market. But unless there has to be no users at all, and this situation will never happen.
Yep.
So there would be always less and less. This burning process will always have an effect, and ultimately we going to have none of this technology. Divide. So your price of the assets you holding, if you smart, like you said, if you smart, hold the KingX, because the price will going up and up and up and up.
Yeah, and it was designed to, right? And that's one of the most
exactly. It's from the first, when it's in its code. It's designed to be like this.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, long term, right? How Bitcoin's talked into Satoshis, right? With the
Yes.
decimal, you're gonna have to figure out what your decimal place numerical numbers are gonna be called, right? In the future, right? So that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this has been a great conversation. Let's just run through some of the comments and see what some people are saying. Um, uh, So Kevin Lightup said, "Pump for this call." Yeah, this has been good, looking good, Marek. Yep, the outfit is awesome, right? Brought the king to KingX, which is sweet. Shout out Hellwell. Hi, Smoothie Crypto and Marek. Hi all. Kevin Lightup says, "Hi everybody." Revo says, "Evening all." Revo said, "How much TitanX will be burned?" Obviously, we don't know. But if all that can be burned, right, is what, 12 trillion. I mean, we could burn 12 trillion. It's possible, right? People could buy all of the liquid Titan X and mint it for King X if they wanted to, but no one knows how much Titan X will be burned in the process. And that's one of the most interesting things to see who takes advantage of that 17-day window for King X to be minted. Victor said so much. Kevin Lightup said love this. Uh, Kasi said that's good. Hellwell fire. Riva said sounds good. I want to know how the prospects were. Oh yeah. So, um, let's see. We've answered some of these. Okay. So, okay. Crypto Monster. Let's go. Um, yeah. Uh, Gopa said, "Is there a flowchart demonstrating the mentioned process?" Dot dot dot. Let's go. I don't know, Merrick. Maybe you can speak on this, but I'm sure when the website goes live, it will have some flowcharts showing where the coins and distribution is
Yes.
going.
Yes, yeah. So first of all, I would like to encourage everyone to go to the and it probably will be in the description or in the comments to the white papers, TitanX Market white papers, and a KingX token white papers are inside the TitanX white papers. There are some few changes, and the flowcharts. Please follow the Twitter as well, because there is lots of flowcharts, lots of analytics, and lots of ideas coming on a Twitter and a Telegram group,
Yeah,
calendars
I
and
put it
things
in the
like this.
comments. I pinned it right here, and I'll also put it in the description after the video goes live.
Yes, yes, please do, because all all the Tokenomics, all the burning process, all the functionality of TitanX Market and KingX, it's all to be found in white papers for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So I would, if you are wanting to get into KingX or TitanX Market in the future, 100% not only listen to this live stream, other live streams Merrick has been on, but read the white paper. And if you don't understand it, right, you can ask questions. And for the most part, it takes a couple reads, right, to get really through it and kind of put it in your brain. But not only to mention, right, on his Twitter and other Twitters I'll have everything in the description after this goes live on where to find that information. But they do a lot of great explaining on what's going on and what the future is looking like tokenomics wise. And it's really important to be aware of this stuff before it's released. And the fact that we're getting information before it's released is the most bullish thing in my opinion. And it just shows that what kind of value not only KingX has, but TitanX Market has for the TitanX ecosystem.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
Revo, I'm hoping we attract new users. I think so. And speaking on the new users thing, right? I think with TitanX in general, right? We have a very unique point in the market, right? People can figure out, right, TitanX and what TitanX is doing, but also they can hear about and see other projects like KingX, for example, right? They can hear about KingX and if this is doing so well or whatever, they can hear about that and want to get into KingX and not even know about TitanX, to then get into, okay, what is this KingX and what is it doing and what is TitanX? And now they're in the rabbit hole of everything we got going on, which in turn, if they interact with these protocols, they're going to help TitanX in the future. So I think it's a really cool aspect to see these new protocols being released and having eyes on new protocols, even though they won't even know about TitanX when they hear about these protocols, which is super, super cool.
Yes, that's very true. I was before this stream. I actually was I was speaking with Halewell, with Pavel, co-founder of the TitanX Market and KingX, and he said exactly as you said. On if you take, for example, the Polish community on the TitanX Telegram group. We notice, yes, there is lots of future investors in the TitanX or current who coming to this ecosystem through the knowing the new protocols like KingX, and that's beautiful. Our ultimate goal is to help the TitanX community, and it's happening. It's growing, not only like you said through knowing TitanX, but through all the protocols we building on top of the TitanX, through the streams, through the talking, through the social media, Twitters, YouTubes, etc., etc. And like someone said, all roads leading to Rome, right? Was something like that.
Yep.
So that's we bringing all to the core, because at the very end, the goal is to help TitanX community, these investors, yes, in TitanX, and ultimately, because we're building the brilliant Jake Sharp idea, if you build something on TitanX, your protocol in a pool with TitanX, no compromises, and that's the best thing he could do. It will always, the KingX will always, forever put the pressure, buying pressure on TitanX, as well as other protocols, and that's magic. That's great. That's really really good.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. And you know,
Most
if
important.
people underestimate it, right? And how I view it, right, is right. You have TitanX and Ethereum, right, and these are linked together. But you have all these other programs and protocols being built on top of TitanX to make it even more heavy and have more thick liquidity and interwebbings of different LPs in between them. That it's going to be super interesting to see, you know, the layer twos on a layer one on a layer one, right? And the possibilities of just crazy price potential on any of them and all of them, because in one way or another, all of these protocols are going to be linked together, and it's gonna
100%.
it's gonna be super super interesting to see. You know, with a little bit of burning and minting and mining of different protocols on top of TitanX, what that can actually do for the whole ecosystem at large.
100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's gonna be awesome, man. Amazing program, Jarek. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Um, how do we buy KingX? How much TitanX does this burn? Right. Obviously, how do you buy KingX is through minting at first with TitanX,
So
and then
yeah, so you have to have it's very simple. You have to have a liquid TitanX to buy or mint KingX. So once the KingX will be launched, you go on a website with your TitanX, amount of TitanX you want to convert to the KingX, this amount of the KingX per time and the ratio you will get. So if you do this in the first hour, it's 1 to 1. If you do this couple days later, it's 1 to some ratio.
yep, yeah, and with after
How
the
much it
17,
will burn sorry, and how
no, you're
much TitanX does this burn? It takes TitanX from the market, and this TitanX will 97% of this TitanX is burned. 3% goes to the Genesis, which we probably will use it to building and finance the other, build up the other protocols. But you can say, well, we're burning all of this TitanX.
yeah, and this and Revo, it's in the white paper on how
Correct.
much is actually going to get burnt as what you're doing, what they're doing with it, and what their minting uh, aspect and ratio is. And I think a 3% allocation to Genesis is very minimal. I think it's a good amount, right? It's not a crazy amount, and all of the rest of the funds is going to buy and burn smart contracts. So I think it's very good. People need to get paid, right? And if you guys have future projects that you're going to release as well, in turn, it's just going to help TitanX. So I say this in every single one. I'm for people getting paid, right? There's a lot of things I do for a living. If I didn't get paid for it, I for sure wouldn't be doing it. So like I think it's a 3% is more than fair. And everybody's gonna have a fair shot at minting KingX. So it's really watching these streams, getting informed right now, you're gonna have a really good shot at getting in there hour one. And obviously on TitanX Hub, there's a countdown for the release of KingX. So just make sure you're aware of it. But one question that I think maybe this is what also he meant after the 17 days and the minting period is completely finished, what's the route of getting KingX? I mean,
After the minting period is finished, you have to buy it from them on the market. That's it.
yep. Is
So
that
you
with
have to, yes.
TitanX
So that
or is
there
that
would
with
be,
KingX
yes, yes,
or
yeah,
Ethereum?
always. So there would be liquidity between KingX and TitanX, and from this liquidity from the market you can buy it, unless we can't say unless someone else with KingX and some other token create a different liquidity. So maybe you will have a different, but it will be only market. After
Yep.
17 days, you can only buy it from the market, and it will
Cool.
be more and more expensive because all the protocols like TitanX Market and Hypermarket will be constantly burning KingX.
Yep. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be awesome. So shout out to Mo for being in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but I'm
Mo,
glad I'm glad he
Mo,
finally
brother.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Better
I'm
late than never. Same with KingX. Better late than never. Don't worry if you don't get in the first hour.
mhm.
If you get later, you better late than never. You have 17 days to get to the KingX, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm really excited. It's gonna be awesome, man. Seriously. Um, let's see. Let's see if there's any more questions. Are loans pegged to USD or ETH?
It,
ETH, right? Yep.
yes.
Shout out SC. Hi, all. Appreciate you being
Hi.
here. Yeah. um, buy TitanX out the end of a market. Couldn't agree more. Fire. Great work, guys. Brilliant. TitanX protocols can burn 500 billion per day. Then the price is going to be high. Yeah, and I truly envision that it's going to be more than this some days. I mean, once we have 3, 4, 5, 6 protocols out doing its thing, it's going to be pretty impressive on what's going to do. So, um, so many smart and forward thinking builders in this community. It's incredible to witness slash be a part of. Yeah, man. I mean, shout out Marek for being here. I mean, him and his team are just a testament to what kind of people we actually have in this community and how they can uh, help benefit TitanX for a crypto project. And it's really cool what they're building and what other people are building as well.
Well, thank you very much for having me here, Smooth. Really, really appreciated this
A-
opportunity, and I can't
Absolutely.
wait till the next streams. But as well, I can't wait to the stream in some future when we can sit and discuss our first this stream and bring up the charts. On that future stream. That would be super super interesting.
Absolutely, man. And I'm gonna obviously have everything pinned in the comment or in the description for all of not only your socials, your team socials, and everything like that. But it's going to be awesome to see, not only the near future, the very distant future, where we are right now and where we're going is pretty unexplainable at this point. But I know we're putting in the framework right now for the future, and it's gonna be super awesome. For my daily videos in general, right? To add KingX and to add TitanX Market to these videos and just give a brief overview of everything that's happened in the market, right? And there's going to be so much stats that I'm inevitably going to have to just do a live every single day to go over it. There's no way I'm going to make an hour-long video every day, right? I might as well just go live and talk about all these stats. And
Yeah, you'll be very busy, very busy man, for sure.
yeah,
With
and
all these protocols building up every day, and your this daily updates doing, you will have more and more to update every day. That's
yep,
yeah, it's
yeah,
very
but
good. You're doing great job for
I
sure.
appreciate it, man. And it's one of those things that it's for me, right? All I'm really talking about right now is TitanX and DragonX, right? It's only two protocols that I'm actually talking about. And obviously, I mentioned Titan Legends in my videos as well, but the ability to just have information and stats in front of me and just talk about how I think about those stats, I could do that for hours. So it's, just hopping on camera, putting out some information and just telling people, my thoughts on where we're at and what are the current stats going on right now, day by day, is I think very important for a protocol that has forever changing stats. Every single day is drastically different from the day before. So I'm glad I can add KingX to it. It's going to be an interesting ride. It's going to be really cool to see where you guys not only help TitanX, but where you guys go as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, any closing things you want to say to the 55 people that are in here?
Well, thank you very much for everyone to be here. Smooth, thank you again. Very, very thank you to have this. Appreciate to have this interview with you. For everyone who's watching now, or for everyone who will watch it later on, be safe there. Invest smart. You are all the winners.
I
Thank you.
love that. I love that, man. Well, this is a sign off, Marek. I really
Listen to
appreciate
the
you.
king.
Yeah, listen to the king. Well, I really appreciate you being here. This is a very enjoyable live stream, and no doubt we're going to have live streams in the future. I look forward to it. Um, Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.
Absolutely. This has been Smooth and Crypto. I'm your host, Maxwell Smooth, with Marek, and we're out of here. Peace.